Hello everyone, I am Leonardo and I'm here to give you a little tutorial about photogrammetry and how to create a good photogrammetry for the Holofan. So let's start with the photos. As you know, photogrammetry is the technique that converts photos into a 3D model. In our journey, we will use this 3D model and we will upload it into Sketchfab, the online community about 3D models, and we will use Sketchfab Labs to convert the 3D model into a video to upload it into your Holofans. So let's start. How to produce good photos for photogrammetry. I want to show you a little bit of this video. You can click Getting Started in my document because this very nice guy on YouTube show you how to take the right photos for a good photogrammetry. Briefly, the nice photo for a photogrammetry is a good resolution photo. A bunch of photos, up to 50 photos when you're using Zephyr Free. Each point in the scene surface should be clearly visible, so without obstruction between you and the subject. You have to move around to take the photo, so move around the object in a circular way. Do not rotate or move the object, you have to rotate around it. Do not change the viewpoint more than 30 degrees, so move around in little steps. And then start taking picture of the whole object, move around, and then focus on details. Remember to take little steps around the object on different heights. And take complete loops. Complete loops, so you will have a complete 360 bunch of photos of your model. So let's start with Zephyr Free. Zephyr by 3D Flow. It's a software for your photogrammetry. You can download it on the page 3DF Zephyr Free in the 3dflow.net website, and you can download and install it on your Windows computer. I already installed it, so I launch it and I can close this window. Okay, in Zephyr we have to start a new project. I already took a bunch of photos of a little doll. I took 50 photos of this doll. I took many photos all around it. This is my photo set, 50 photos of this object. In Zephyr Free, I click Workflow, New Project. Now I start my new project, unchecking Compute 3D Model after project creation, unchecking Mask Images, and checking Check Online for a pre-computed camera calibration. I click Next. And I click the big plus button. I can choose my photos. I select all 50 photos I took. I selected it. I click Next. As you can see, the calibration for my Canon PowerShot G10 has been downloaded from the web, so the program will use a better image adjusted for my camera. I click Next. And now I have to choose the camera orientation preset. I suggest you to use Urban also for small objects. As you can read here, this preset is okay for small objects. And I keep my preset in default mode. I click Next. And I run the process. The process will take like 5 minutes. Okay, Zephyr used 37 photos out of 50 because the other photos weren't good enough for the photogrammetry. It's not a problem. I click Finish. Now, in my 3D view, I have this sparse point cloud. With the left button of the mouse, you can click on the sparse cloud and you can rotate your object. It's not an object by now, but you can view the points that create a little ghost of your object. Now I want to proceed, the next step, from the sparse point cloud to the dense point cloud and the mesh. So I click this button, the fourth button in the bar, 3D model generation, or workflow 3D model generation on the menu. I click it. I click next. I keep urban category and the default presets. I click next. And I click run. After 5 to 10 minutes, the process is complete. I click finish. Now my model is a 3D mesh. With the left button of the mouse, I can click and drag and rotate around the object. With the middle button of the mouse, I can drag the object around. So, left button to rotate, central button to drag and pan. Now, the final step is to texture map my object. I have a final step in the workflow window. In workflow, I want to create a textured mesh. I click textured mesh generation. I click next. And I click next again. I keep general category and my preset default single texture. I click run. This is a very fast process, about 20 to 30 seconds. And I click finish. This is my model, a perfect photogrammetry, very nice. Now, in Zephyr, I can delete some part of my photogrammetry. For example, I want to delete this pedestal. How can I do it? I can use the editing tool. If you don't have this window here on the right, you can show it clicking the View menu and clicking Editing. View, Editing. And I start my selection. I select by hand. Now I can create big squares in my 3D view and delete this selection simply pressing the delete button on your keyboard. I am simply pressing the delete button on my keyboard. I select and I delete. I select and I delete. If I want to rotate my object, I pause my selection with the pause button and I rotate my object. I rotate it, I translate it, and now I can resume my selection. I click resume, I select the polygons and I delete it with the delete button on my keyboard. I can also do a polygonal selection with the poly button here. For example, I can rotate my object, zoom a little bit, and I select poly. Clicking all around my object, I can create a path that go all around my object, and selecting this big area of unwanted polygons with a double click, I can select a bunch of polygons and I can delete it. Perfect. Okay, I finished to delete the unwanted polygons. I close the selection window and I can also close the editing window. I zoom out, and now if your object is not standing straight, you can rotate it with this button here. Is the Scale, Rotate, Translate Object button. I click it, and now, for example, I can move it up and down, and I can rotate my object with this circle, dragging and releasing. When I think my object is in the right position, I can close this tool. Okay. My object is ready to be exported. I can export models from Zephyr. Clicking Export, Export Textured Mesh. In this little window, I can select the mesh to export, and we only have one mesh. I can select the export format, and I suggest the GLB format. GLB is a file extension that is very good for exporting 3D models. I can click Export. I give a name to my file. I name it doll3D, and I save it. Perfect. Our journey in Zephyr Free is over, and now we can upload our model into Sketchfab. Sketchfab is an online community about uploading, viewing, and using 3D models. You can log in with your Google account, for example. I have a Google account ready to be online in Sketchfab. Okay, this is my account. If you are new in Sketchfab, you have to complete some field with your name, your email, your interests about 3D models, and in 1 minute you will be ready to upload models. In Sketchfab, I can click Upload anytime because this button is always here, ready to be clicked. Just a little trip inside the Sketchfab page. This is the home page, but here I have my avatar with my name here, FabLab Parma Educational, and here, this is a very important section, I have my models. So, my avatar, my models. I click Models. Here I have many models. Now I want to upload my photogrammetry. So I click Upload, and I drag and drop my model inside my window. Here I have these two files, my 3D file, GLB, and my JPG file. This is the texture. I have to upload both of them. I select both and I drag and drop it inside my drop area in Sketchfab. I click Upload Files. Now in this window, I can edit some property of my files. For example, a title, a description, categories, tags, and also many other properties. When my model is ready to publish, I have to go here in my download options, and if I don't want to spend credits in my upload, you can put your downloadability to free. When you let people download your model for free, you will not spend any credit. So you will upload all the models you want without limit. So remember, download free. Now I can save and publish my model. Save and publish, the orange button. Perfect, we uploaded our model. I click Got it, see my model. Okay, last steps before our Holofan, because this is a 3D model, but the background is gray and we need a black background for our Holofans, and we will have to convert this 3D model in a MP4 video for the Holofan. Let's start with the 3D settings. I click Edit 3D Settings here. In Sketchfab, I have a lot of control about my models. I can change the lighting, I can change the materials, I can change many things, and I can change also the background. So here I can go on Scene, I can close General and Camera sections, and I can change my background. I open the background section and I choose a very dark color. This is a pitch black. It's perfect. I can also want to change the lighting a little bit. So I go on lighting, this little bulb, and I want to change my environment from industrial room into studio soft. It's very, very better lit. Now I want to change the brightness a little bit, and I want to turn off the shadows because my model is a photogrammetry and I don't need shadows on my models. I can turn the shadows off. This is a perfect model for the Holofan. I save the settings. I click Save and I exit. We are ready to create a MP4 video about this little object we scanned with the photogrammetry. I select my URL, the entire address of this page, of my model page on Sketchfab. I copy it, copy, and now to the last step. Sketchfab, the great Sketchfab community, created some experiment about the 3D models that the people around the world upload on the Sketchfab website. So on labs.sketchfab.com we can look at all the various many experiments. We will use this video exporter on the Sketchfab experiments. The video exporter is very simple. It's a little application that loads a 3D model from Sketchfab and convert it in a MP4 video. I load my scene clicking the only button I can click, Load 3D Scene, here. And now I paste my URL from URL, enter a Sketchfab URL. I paste it. Paste. Now I can load my scene. I copied the address of my 3D model page and I pasted it here. I load it. Okay, my model is loaded in this window, and now I have to tweak a little bit of these settings. Starting with the resolution. The Holofan is a circle, so I have to choose a square resolution, and I think 1080 by 1080 is okay, it's perfect. I select 10 seconds of duration and I think it's okay. The FPS I decrease from 60 to 30, and then I choose that my overlays, like this text here, these icons down here, I want to turn off all the overlays, so none. The format MP4, it's okay. Now I can click Render with Auto Spin. The Auto Spin feature will turn our object automatically, creating a rotating video. The file is ready and it's already downloaded on my computer. I move it on my folder here, and that's it. This is our result, a perfect square video about our 3D object rotating perfectly around with a pitch black background, perfect for our holofans.